Today is day 325 of the podcast, and I start by reading from Colossians 1:13 through 18. For he delivered us from the domain of darkness and transferred us to the kingdom of his beloved Son, in whom we have redemption, the forgiveness of sins. And he is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. For by him all things were created, both in the heavens and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities, all things have been created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and in him all things hold together. He is also the head of the body, the church, and he is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, so that he himself might come to have first place in everything. A kingdom is a country, a state, or a territory that's ruled by a king. And there are two kingdoms at work right now in the world. They are engaged in an ancient conflict with one another. One is the spiritual reign of God and his authority, the eternal spiritual authority of Christ in the ruling place of King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And the other is the kingdom of this world, overseen by the usurper, Satan. This conflict between the Pantocrator, which is the Greek word meaning God Almighty, and the Cosmocrator, which is a Greek word meaning the ruler of this world. This conflict between them is for the rule of men's hearts. The kingdom of this world is in a rebellion to the righteous rule of our God, the righteous rule of the Almighty, and has developed world systems to rival the ways of God. These world systems are in the realm of religion, education, governments, media, art and entertainment, and business. And these world systems are independent from and opposed to how the Lord would take care of his people. The kingdom is not the same as the church, and here's where we as believers sometimes get confused. The kingdom is not the same as the church. It's the fellowship of those who have accepted this offer of the kingdom, submitted to his rule, and entered into its blessing. It is bringing God's life and God's will to bear. It's what the church does, is be about kingdom business. It is bringing his rule to bear in areas of education, areas of business. It is bringing his ways into as a penetrating force of light against a counterfeit from the darkness. So today's question: how does a rival kingdom establish itself and gain territory?